2 hours ago. Very little.
We got the same shower, I guess. I mean, it did stop our guys from cutting timber, and they cut timber right up the road.
You're echoing awful bad. Tracy, what's he got going on there?
I have no idea. Probably
Well,
just a bandwidth. He does it a whole lot.
You're not coming clear. Yes or bad?
It usually does that till you shut off your video, Carl. I don't think you got enough bandwidth there to handle what you need. All right, everybody, let y'all know we're going Facebook Live. We are Facebook Live just here in a couple of seconds. And I will let you know when we go there, Your Honor. Judge, we are Facebook Live.
Is Kenneth muted?
He's muted, but he can unmute at will. Judge, we are Facebook Live. Whenever you're ready, everything's ready to go, man.
Seven, just counting all my masters. We got 7, that's correct. Oh, yeah. Sherry, do we need to see Carl, or we just need to hear him?
The law states as long as we can hear.
Okay, perfect. All right, just call this meeting to order, the special call meeting of the Barren County Fiscal Court. This is Thursday, July the 30th, 2020 at 3 p.m. Video teleconference meeting in accordance with KRS 61.823, KRS 61.826, Executive Order 2020-243, Attorney General 20-05, 2020 Senate Bill 150, and March 31st, 2020 Attorney General Advisory. And Madam Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
Jeff Bott.
Here.
Trent Riddle.
Here.
Carl Dickerson.
Here.
Tim Coomer.
Here.
Mark Bowman. Squire Bowman.
Here.
Kenneth Sarton. Tracy, I believe Kenneth is still on mute.
And another thing, I lost video. I don't know if I did something or Tracy, did you do something?
As long as we keep the audio going, you're good.
Okay.
Kenneth, you're still on mute.
How's that?
There you go. I'll call the roll. Kenneth Sarton.
Here.
Billy Houchins.
Here.
Michael Hale.
Here.
Judge, all are present.
Okay, perfect. The only item, first item on the list is next year's right-of-way mowing cycle. Chairman of the Transportation Committee, Billy Houchins, if you want to take the lead.
Well, you're today to talk about this for the second time, and I'd like to hear from some what Carl's got to say about it. Does he want to put it out for bids, or do we want to try to buy tractors? See what he thinks about it. And Trent, he can talk about it too.
Tim, do you have those tractor prices handy?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Tractor prices, 5090 E's, $44,576 each, times 2 is $89,152. Bush hogs, $16,672 times two is $33,334. Total for two tractors, two bush hogs, $122,486. We're currently, contract price is $184,791. That would be a difference of allowing us labor costs, fuel costs, maintenance costs for 1 year of $62,305 less money. Not saying that we can get it done, but that's the numbers.
We've talked about this a lot, you know, in meetings and not in meetings, and you know, it's time to make a decision. As far as I'm concerned, it's been talked about quite a bit, and I'm done with it. I'm done talking about it. So I'm going to make a motion here, and you guys can do whatever you want to do. But I'm going to move that we purchase. My motion is that we purchase these two tractors and these two bush hogs, right implement, for $122,486, $122,486. And once again, we do the mowing in-house. That's my motion.
I second that motion. Jeff Botts.
Okay, we have a motion, Master Riddle, second by Master Botts. Questions, discussion?
Tim, I got a question on that bed. Were these four-wheel drive tractors?
Yes. 90 horsepower, four-wheel drive, open station.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I went back and looked at the bid and I didn't see any additional for the four-wheel drive.
We'll still have to put this out for bid, won't we? $122,000. We'll have to advertise, put it out for bid, will we not?
No, this is state contract price.
I think we'll take bids on the mowing, and then if we don't like them, then buy the tractors.
Right now, we have a motion and a second.
Yeah, that's correct. As far as putting a bid out for another mowing cycle, I think Sherry had advised us, you know, we'd have to advertise. Right now, we only have a paper that's running one paper a week, and we'd have to advertise that, Sherry, what, 7 times, up to 7 times minimum?
We have to advertise it at least once within a 721 day period, no less than
Gotcha.
7, no more than 21.
So just throwing that out there to you. I don't think the mowing's going to be any cheaper than what it was. Mr. Shives, he increased it by 40,000 the second time around. 40 or 41, some change. I can't see it being any cheaper.
No, I'll say it'll go higher. I saw something that Jerry was saying about a fellow that bid it for 120,000, 40,000 per cycle. That bid didn't come in on time. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And I'll have Sherry to comment on that. Go ahead, Sherry.
Carl, what actually happened that time, I did contact all the people that were interested from the first mowing process, just a complimentary, and they were provided the packets at their request. After the committee opened the sole bid, we only got the one bid. On the next day, I received a phone call from a Mr. B.J. Ward saying wanted to have a copy of all the mowing bids. And I provided those to Mr. Ward. Of course, it was the one bid because it was an open record. The next day, I received an email from Mr. Ward wanting to know why his bid was not on the list. And he told me that he sent in a bid for $40,000 per cycle. But I advised him we never received that bid. And I asked him how he submitted the bid. He stated that he mailed it by regular mail. However, the bid was never received in this office and was never returned to Mr. Ward, according to his statement. So that's
Yeah.
how the event happened.
That's what I read in your email, Sherry. You sent that to all of us, I think.
Correct.
Thank you.
You know, I'm sorry. That seems like a really low number to me. I done a cost analysis on the mowing, and I done it in-house myself, and I took my cost analysis to a friend of mine that mows that I've known for years, and he actually lives in the Versailles area. And you know, the fact of the matter is people have been saying we can mow for $36,000 or $38,000, which is not true. We can't do that. That's labor cost. According to my cost analysis, it would cost me around $38,000 a year to mow for labor only. That's labor and withholdings, or $38,000 around, I'm sorry. But we can mow for $65,000. And the key to this is going to be finding help. That's the only kicker about the whole deal. Whether we mow or whether we subcontract it out, is finding the qualified help to put on these mowing tractors, to send them out to do a safe and efficient job. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to get the pay scale up. Period. I mean, there's no. I don't know how we're going to raise the money. But you're not going to find people to sit on these tractors for $12 an hour. It's just not going to happen. Not qualified individuals. So, you know, we got to make a decision here. We got to move forward. I think we need to go back. We've tried it both ways. To be honest with you, it's not worked good either way for me. I've had complaints when the county mowed. We've had mailboxes tore down. We had signs tore down. We had grass left on the road. You know, they went back and fixed that. We've also had complaints when the contractors mowed. Same deal. Damaged mailboxes, mowing over on flowers and things of that nature, like Carl and I talked about this morning. You know, they went back and fixed that as well. We took some of the money out of their contract to do that. But, you know, I think this is the right way to go. And we have got to figure out a way to find some individuals that, to hire some people on these tractors. And that's really all I need to know, all I know about it.
I think that's my comment. That's my comment too, Trent. That I stated the other day, we have got to have qualified people that's mowing, and we've got to beef up our road department.
We do.
We've got to beef them up because Barren County needs an outstanding road department for the people.
I agree. I could not agree more. And I think, you know, we've talked over the years several times about using some spray applicants to help control the Johnson grass, which the Johnson grass creates the biggest visibility problem. It's not the fescue or the foliage, it's the Johnson grass that creates our visibility problems when you're trying to see around the curves, and we got plenty of those. So, you know, this is the first step, and my opinion is we need to add a spray truck, and we need to do it. It needs to be ready to go next year. It needs to be automated with a 1,000-gallon tank, a dump truck designated to this, a 1,000-gallon tank with a remote spray head that can be controlled from the cab. We need to mow, we need to spray, we need to pay people really well to do this. And we just got to figure out a way to come up with the extra money to do that.
Would it be possible to spray and skip a mowing?
I don't know that it's possible to spray and skip a mowing, but talking to my, I think Tim had talked to some of the guys in Simpson County too, and he can comment on that. But I talked to this guy I used to work with. He's been in business for 22 years, and that's what they do. They make their first mowing cycle. Then he goes through with a truck and a sprayer, and they spray. They put a light application of this retarder on everything that's except for people's yards. And what it does, it doesn't kill anything. It just slows the growth until they can make it through the next cycle. And I don't think you can skip a cycle, no, not without killing the grass. And you don't want to do that because then you end up with some erosion problems. Tim, you want to talk about what they told you? Simpson County?
There's a chemical called Outreach is the name.
That's it. Yeah.
It is labeled for Johnson grass, but it will not kill fescue. He did say that sometimes they mixed a little 2,4-D in with it that would kill broadleaf weeds also if they had some problems with that. But I sat down and I read the label on the chemical, and it says it does affect the job it does with the Johnson grass if you mix. Of course, you need to mix a surfactant with it, but it says if you put 2,4-D in it, it weakens the job it does on the. So I think we don't need to do that at the beginning, and maybe later on if we want to try a little 4-D if we had some weedy problems. But it only takes. I forgot how many. They fixed a 1,000-gallon tank, and I know we were putting bids in for a new dump truck, and I was wondering maybe if they could if one of the older ones would be suitable for using that, since if we have a problem with a bed on one or something, one of the older trucks, maybe we could convert to a spray truck. Or Jeremy, is that something you could answer? Or Susan?
That'd be a question for Jeremy.
Okay.
Hang on a second. There you go, Tim.
Hey, Jeremy, sorry to bother you, but just wondering, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
sir. We're looking at taking bids in on a new dump truck. If we end up purchasing a new one, would one of the older ones be sufficient just to put a tank in and use for a spray? Maybe we wouldn't have to use the dump bed and stuff, something that would run well enough for that.
I mean, you could put it on any of the trucks that you want to put it on. I mean, that's.
But I mean, and use the new one for hauling and stuff. And I would just wonder if maybe one of the ones you want to replace, maybe part of the problem might have been something besides the drivetrain. Or
We've got one that needs to be replaced. It's got several issues, but I mean, if you want to spend the money on it and have it fixed, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you could put a spray tank on it.
Thank you.
Does it have to be a dump truck to spray?
Well, not necessarily. I think they just had that as a surplus.
Hey, David,
We're talking about a lot of weight with a 1,000-gallon tank, 8,000 or 9,000 pounds. But
you're standing at the sign.
I really don't know. Trent, you're probably more qualified to answer.
I think a dump truck, I think a flatbed would actually be handier for filling up the tanks and stuff, but you could take one of those beds off and put a flatbed on there really easily. I mean, you could build a wood flatbed, would be fine. I know a lot of that stuff is highly corrosive, so a wood flatbed would be very sufficient as far as I'm concerned. If they did wood flatbed, wouldn't have to be.
You can see better with a flatbed too.
Yeah, you can see better with a flatbed.
Guys, the Transportation Committee can take this up and bring back a recommendation. We've got a motion and a second on the floor to buy tractors. I think we should call a question.
Okay, question's been called for. So Madam Clerk, can you repeat that motion and then we'll have a roll call vote?
The motion was made by Squire Riddle, seconded by Squire Botts, that we purchased the 2 tractors and 2 bush hogs from Wright Implement for the sum of $122,486, and we do the mowing in-house. That's the motion.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Squire Riddle,
Yes.
Squire Dickerson,
No.
Squire Dickerson, I'm sorry.
No.
No, okay. Squire Coomer,
No.
Yes.
Squire Bowman,
Yes.
Squire Thornton,
Oh,
Squire Houchins,
Yes.
Squire Bott,
Yes.
Judge Hale.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-2.
Okay. Also on the list is Boatman Road Sign. Who wants to take the lead on this? Master Bowman.
Okay, I can, talk to Jeremy about this a little bit. What come up? This is, where Boatman Road intersects, or is at the end of the Barren County, Warren County line. And, Warren County has a stop sign there and they have it clearly marked with the 2 roads, that intersect there. But where Boatman Road ends, it becomes another road in Warren County, so that's becoming confusing to some of the people that live out there. So I'd like to suggest, Jeremy and I talked about this, at the end of the Boatman Road, there at that intersection, we put a sign up, end of Barren County Maintenance, Boatman Road. And I think maybe that will clear up some confusion and be helpful to people who live out there too.
That's your motion.
Yes, sir.
Second.
So you have a motion by Master Bowman, second by Master Riddle. Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Squire Dickerson,
Yes.
Squire Coomer,
Yes.
Squire Bowman,
Yes.
Squire Thornton,
yes.
Squire Houchins,
Yes.
Squire Botts,
Yes.
Squire Riddle,
Yes.
Judge Hale.
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Make that motion.
Consider yourself adjourned.